Good morning. A lot of you know my journey with cancer over the last 6 years, and knock on wood, things are looking very, very well. But I stand here before you by the grace of God. God has given me the tools to handle this journey. He's given me a beautiful, loving, supportive wife who was with me every step of the way. He's given me a family that was at all the meetings and everything. They just never let go. And in fact, I had my grandson look at me and say, "Bubba, stay strong." Bingo. Church community, friends. See a number of you out there from my reunion group, a number of you from my cancer group. All of you, tools to battle. There's a common thread through all of this. All of these people, the common thread was prayer. Now, I've had a good friend of mine, very wise person, once told me that prayer expresses love, and that love is a verb, which means action, doing something. When you put love and prayer together, led by the Holy Spirit, that equals action, doing things. The book of Acts, Luke makes mention of the Holy Spirit 57 times. And this was at a time when the disciples were starting the church, and that was action. Now, I was asked to give a few samples of how it's affected me, and I had 20 or 25 of them that I wanted to No? Time limit? Okay. All right. I could do 27 because there's been that many. When I first started going through this series, I had to make a trip to Chapel Hill 5 days a week for Lord knows how many weeks. And I knew it was going to be tough on Susan. Susan put together a program and sent it out called, let me make sure, Sign Up Genius, which gave people an opportunity to drive me back and forth from Chapel Hill, leaving at 6:30 in the morning and getting home, we didn't know. 2 days, every slot was filled. And then the phone calls started with, well, I tried to sign up in time, but put me on the waiting list in case somebody drops out. Action. One day I was waiting in the waiting room for a CT scan, and I know many of my good friends out there know what that's like. You're anxious, you're nervous. Susan was sitting to my right, and there was an empty seat to my left, and I'm sitting there. And this big oaf walks in, flops himself down, bumps up against me, knocks the book or whatever I had in my hand, almost knocks it out of my hand, and I turned to say something to him, and it was Mr. Bert Higgins. All the way from Hampton, Virginia, to encourage me, pray with me, stick with me. That's action. And one other just little small thing. I have a dear friend in the congregation who, about every 2 months, sends me a card in the mail. Now, you all know it's nice to get a card in the mail mixed in with all the other junk that you get. But this card, I pull that card out and I open it up, and it says, "Barry, I love you. I'm praying for you." And then their name. And you know something? That's as good as a hole-in-one to me. It just makes my day. So if you want to sit down and ask me, do prayer, showing love, led by the Holy Spirit, does it work? I'm living proof. Thank you all, and God bless.